Now let's look at the next problem. Solve x plus 1 upon x plus 5 by 2 is equal to 0. Now first of all, we take the LCM throughout as 2x. We get 2x square plus 2 plus 5x upon 2x is equal to 0. Now 2x into 0 cross multiply, we get 0. It is not 2x, but 2x into 0 is 0. We rearrange the terms of the equation and get 2x square plus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now compare this with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 to get a as 2, b as 5 and c as 2. Now x is equal to minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Substitute the values of a, b and c to get x is equal to minus 5 plus or minus root 5 square minus 4 into 2 upon 2 into 2 because a is 2. Simplify this as minus 5 plus or minus. Now 5 square is 25 and from minus 4ac we get minus 16. Now in the root we have 25 minus 16 which is root of 9. So we can write minus 5 plus or minus root 9 upon 4. Now root 9 is 3. We get minus 5 plus or minus 3 upon 4. We separate the terms as minus 5 plus 3 upon 4 and minus 5 minus 3 upon 4. We get minus 2 upon 4 or minus 8 upon 4 which is equal to minus half or minus 2. So the solution set is minus half comma minus 2. Here's the next problem. Solve root of 2x square plus x minus 3 is equal to x minus 1. Now in this case, we have the root sign. We want to get rid of that. So we square both the sides. Now squaring both the sides, we get 2x square plus x minus 3 is equal to x minus 1 the whole square. So the equation becomes 2x square plus x minus 3 is equal to x square minus 2x plus 1. We have x square plus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. Now compare this with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We get a is equal to 1, b is equal to 3 and c is equal to minus 4. Now we already know the formula how to find the roots. X is equal to minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Substitute the values of a, b and c to get minus 3 plus or minus root 3 square minus 4 into 1 into minus 4 upon 2 into 1, which is simplified as minus 3 plus or minus root 9 minus 4 into minus 4 plus 16. So in the root we have 9 plus 16, that is root of 25. So we write the next step as minus 3 plus or minus root 25 upon 2. Now root 25 is 5. So we write minus 3 plus or minus 5 upon 2. Now we separate the terms as minus 3 plus 5 upon 2 and minus 3 minus 5 upon 2 to get 2 upon 2 or minus 8 upon 2, which is equal to 1 or minus 4. So the solution set is minus 4, 1. Now to the next problem, solve 3x square minus 10x minus 4 is equal to 0. Write your answer correct to 2 decimal places. So first we are going to solve this by the formula method. Let's do that. Quadratic equation is 3x square minus 10x minus 4 is equal to 0. We compare this with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 to get a as 3, b as minus 10 and c as minus 4. Now the formula is x is equal to minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Substitute these values of a, b and c in the formula to get minus of minus 10 plus or minus root minus 10 square minus 4 into 3 into minus 4. Now in the root we have minus 10 the whole square, which gives us 100, and that minus 4ac term becomes minus 12 into minus 4, that is plus 48. So in the root we have 100 plus 48, that is root 148. So the next step is 10 plus or minus root 148 upon 6. Now we have root 148, which can be written as root 4 into 37. So the next step becomes 10 plus or minus root 37 into 4 upon 6. Now that root part, from that we remove 4 outside, so we get 2 root 37. That is, the next step becomes 10 plus or minus 2 root 37 upon 6. Now from the numerator, remove 2 common to get 5 plus or minus root 37 upon 6. Now cancel 2 and 6, we get 5 plus or minus root 37 upon 3. Now we have root 37 and we are asked to write the answer correct to 2 decimal places. So we need to write this in terms of decimal points. Now root 37, this value we are going to see from the square root page on the log table. Please do not sit and find the square root of this by the long method, but you will be referring to the log tables to get the square root for 37. Now square root of 37 is 6.083. So our next step becomes 5 plus or minus 6.083 upon 3. Now we separate the terms as 5 plus 6.083 upon 3 or 5 minus 6.083 upon 3. We simplify to get 11.083 upon 3 or minus 1.083 upon 3, which is simplified further as 3.694 or minus 0.361. Now we are asked to write the answer correct to 2 decimal places. So we round off the first number as 3.69 because the third digit is 4. So we will have 3.69 only. Now for the second number, we round off as minus 0.36. So the solution set is minus 0.36, comma 3.69. Note, here b square minus 4ac is not a perfect square, so the roots are irrational and unequal. Now to the next problem, solve x square minus 10x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now we compare this with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 to get a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 10 and c is equal to 6. Now the roots of the equation are x is equal to minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Now substitute the values of a, b and c in this formula to get minus of minus 10 plus or minus root minus 10 the whole square minus 4 into 6 upon 2 into 1, which is simplified as, now minus of minus 10 gives us 10 plus or minus root minus 10 square is 100 and that minus 4ac term becomes minus 24. So in the root we have 100 minus 24, which is root 76. Now root 76 can be written as root 4 into 19. Now we remove 4 outside to make it 2 root 19. So the next step becomes 10 plus or minus 2 root 19 upon 2. Now from the numerator 2 outside, we have 2 into 5 plus or minus root 19 upon 2. 2 and 2 cancels. We are left with 5 plus or minus root 19. Now root 19's value we will see from the log tables, which is 4.358. So we have 5 plus or minus 4.358 equal to 5 plus 4.358 or 5 minus 4.358, which is equal to 9.358 or 0.642. Now we round off 9.358 as 9.36 because the third digit in the decimal place is 8, which is greater than 5. So we round it off as 9.36 and the second number becomes 0.64. So the solution set is 9.36, 0.64. Note, your b square minus 4ac is not a perfect square, so the roots are irrational and unequal. Now to the next problem. Solve x minus 1 into x minus 2 is equal to 4x square minus 5x minus 3. We want to solve this. So first of all, we'll simplify the given equation. Open the brackets to get x square minus x minus 2x plus 2 equal to 4x square minus 5x minus 3. Now simplify the left side as x square minus 3x plus 2, right side as it is. Now we transfer 4x square to the left, we get x square minus 4x square, that is minus 3x square. Now take minus 5x to the left, we get minus 3x plus 5x, which is plus 2x, and plus 2 plus 3 gives us 5. So the equation becomes minus 3x square plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. Now we compare this with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We get a equal to minus 3, b equal to 2 and c is equal to 5. We have the formula to find out the roots. We substitute these values of a, b and c in that formula to get minus 2 plus or minus root 2 square minus 4 into minus 3 into 5 upon 2 into minus 3, which is simplified as minus 2 plus or minus, now 2 square is 4 and that minus 4 AC term becomes minus 4 into minus 3 plus 12 into 5 plus 60. So in the root we have 4 plus 60, that is root 64. So the next step becomes minus 2 plus or minus root 64 upon minus 6. Now root 64 is 8. So we write minus 2 plus or minus 8 upon minus 6. Now from the numerator 2 common, so we are left with 2 into minus 1 plus or minus 4 upon minus 6. Now cancel 2 and minus 6. In the denominator we have minus 3. So we get minus 1 plus 4 upon minus 3 or minus 1 minus 4 upon minus 3. That is 3 upon minus 3 or minus 5 upon minus 3. Now this gives us minus 1 and here minus minus cancels. 5 upon 3 gives us 1.666 recurring. Now when we round that off to 2 decimal places, we get 1.67. So the solution set is minus 1, 1.67. Now to the next problem. Solve root 3x plus 2 minus root x plus 2 is equal to 1. Write your answer correct to 2 decimal places. Now first of all, we have 2 roots on LHS. We transfer one root to the right side. We get root 3x plus 2 is equal to 1 plus root x plus 2. Now we square both the sides. We get root 3x plus 2, the whole square is equal to 1 plus root x plus 2, the whole square. Now take their squares. We get 3x plus 2 is equal to, on the right we have a plus b the whole square type. So we get 1 plus 2 into root x plus 2 plus root x plus 2 the whole square. That root x plus 2 the whole square gives us x plus 2. So we get 3x plus 2 is equal to 1 plus 2 root x plus 2 plus x plus 2. Now we simplify and get 2x minus 1 is equal to 2 times root x plus 2. Now we still have a root on the right side, so we need to square both the sides again. On doing so, we get 2x minus 1 the whole square is equal to 2 root x plus 2 the whole square, which gives us 4x plus 2. And on the left we get 4x square minus 4x plus 1, which is equal to 4x plus 8. Now we simplify and get 4x square minus 8x minus 7 is equal to 0. Now we have the quadratic equation. We compare this with the standard quadratic and get the values of a, b and c. Here a is equal to 4, b is minus 8 and c is minus 7. Now the roots for the equation are x is equal to minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. We substitute the above values of a, b and c in this given formula. We get minus of minus 8 plus or minus root minus 8 the whole square minus 4 into minus 7 upon 2 into 4, which is simplified as 8 plus or minus root of, now minus 8 the whole square gives us 64, and that minus 4ac term becomes plus 112. So in the root we have 64 plus 112, which gives us root 176. So the next step is 8 plus or minus root 176 upon 8. Now root 176 is 16 into 11. Now we remove 16 outside the root, we get 4 root 11. So our next step is 8 plus or minus 4 root 11 upon 8. Now from the numerator remove 4 outside, we have 4 into 2 plus or minus root 11 and denominator as 8. Now 4 and 8 cancels. In the denominator we are left with 2. So we have 2 plus or minus root 11 upon 2. Now the value of root 11 we will be seeing from the log tables, which is 3.316. So we get 2 plus or minus 3.316 upon 2. Now separate the terms as 2 plus 3.316 upon 2 or 2 minus 3.316 upon 2, which is further simplified as 5 plus 316 upon 2 or minus 1.316 upon 2. Now divide, we get 2.658 or 0.658 with a negative sign. Now we round this off to 2 decimal places to get the solution set as 2.66 and minus 0.66. Now note over here, b square minus 4ac is not a perfect square, so the roots are irrational and unequal.